What's going on, everybody? Back again. We're going to go over some things that you need to go over, some things that you need to check out, some things that you need to look into before you go on a road trip. Most people I know, I'm a huge fan of road trips. Road trips are fun. You see new things. You're able to, you know what I mean, just kind of go back and forth with whoever you got inside the car with you, whoever's going on the trip with you. You guys can do a little bonding or whatever and just have a good time. Some of the things, though, that you need to check and look into before you go. Clearly, you want to make sure, obviously, and you shouldn't even have to say it, but make sure your car has gas in it. Make sure your car is topped off with gas. Make sure that you have enough gas to get to the next destination, the next gas station, all that. Number two, your tires. These are one of the most important things. This is one of the most important things that you can do, that you can mess up on and forget and end up broke down. Make sure that you got good enough tires to make it wherever you got to get. If you're going 600-700 miles or plus away, you need to make sure you have good tires. If you got some tires that are on the edge and you're able to, financially or however, replace them. If you're not, and say you got some tires on the front that may be a little bald on the outer edge or the inside, but you got good tires on the back, switch those tires, rotate those tires. You can put the ones that are a little bald on the outer edge on the back. Reason being is because on the back of the car, the outer edges of the tires don't really touch the ground as much. You have a lot more movement and a lot more edge of the tire touching the ground on the front, because not only is the weight on the car when you're turning and going into corners, but because you're turning the wheels. So obviously turning them back and forth gets them up on the edge, and that's how that works. But enough of that. The next thing that I would say that you need to check is clearly your oil. Make sure that your oil is in good standing. Make sure that if your oil looks dirty and bad, and again, if you're able to, money-wise, go have it changed. If not, at the very least, at least make sure that you have it full. The last thing you need is to get 600-700 miles away from home and your motor locks up because you didn't put oil in it. And not only are you stranded, but you don't have a way back. Your car's junk, all of that, all at once. And that's a bad deal. Other than that, I always say just pack for where you're going. Pack for the weather where you're going more so. If you know you're going somewhere that's going to be really, really hot, maybe you take a couple jugs of water or whatever you like to drink, just in case you did break down. You could have the best car. You could have a brand new car off the lot and it could still break down. So if you broke down in the middle of the desert, that you'd be able to stay hydrated long enough to get somebody out there to get you, or until somebody came by and you flag them down, whatever you had to do. If you're going somewhere that's going to be really cold, say you're going to the mountains, you're going to do whatever, and you know it's going to be very, very cold, pack for that. Pack things like big blankets, things with liners, big coats, things that are going to keep you warm, so that if you did have to walk a couple miles for some reason, that you could, and you wouldn't freeze to death, because people get stuck in the below freezing temperatures and don't have the right clothes. You can freeze in a matter of minutes, and that's not something you want. Obviously, your car breaks down and your motor's not running. If you had a flat tire, you could ride it out until you ran out of gas. You could run your heater and be warm, as long as you could get hold of somebody to come get you. But if your motor is the problem and it breaks down and it won't start, your motor won't run, then it won't make heat. So there's no heater, then you're walking or you're sitting and you're shivering. So make sure you have the stuff to stay warm if you're going somewhere that you know is going to be cold. Other than that, those are the main things that you need, vehicle-wise, clothing-wise, and that type of thing. The next thing, and probably the number one thing that I stress, is if you're able to, carry a gun. Carry a gun. This is the best way to protect you, best way to protect your family. And I know a lot of people are against them, but they've saved a lot of people's lives, including people who have been against them. So, especially in today's world that we live in the U.S., the sex trafficking shit has gotten so bad that it's at an all-time high in the U.S., period. In some states worse than others, some cities worse than others. And it's sad to say, it's not really safe for you to go anywhere and get out of your car at a rest stop, at a store, anywhere, and be unprotected and be, you know what I mean, by yourself, especially as a young woman, a woman period, or a child. It's worse for them, and a lot of men don't think about this, but they take men as well. They don't discriminate against anybody. They don't discriminate against any color, any gender, any of that. They'll take whoever they can and do whatever they feel like they need to do, and it's horrible. I can never get my mind wrapped around why anybody would want to do that, and then the type of things that they could want to do to somebody, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's horrible, it's disgusting, and in my opinion, anybody who's ever done that or tried that, thought about that, should be taken out and be done with. There's no putting these types of people in jail and rehabilitating them. They're not going to be. They're just thinking about when the next time they can do it again. They need to be gone for good. That's my opinion on that. But back to what I was saying. Have a way to protect yourself. If you can carry a gun and you carry a gun, make sure you're carrying your gun. But also know the laws. Know the laws in each state that you're going to. Look them up. Speak to whoever you need to speak to. However you need to do it to make sure that you know the gun laws there. Just because you can carry a gun openly in your state doesn't mean you can the next. There are some states that type of stuff rolls over, and if you have it in your state, you can carry it in their state. But a lot of states aren't like that. So make sure you know the laws. Make sure that if your gun has to be put up in that state, that it's put up. It's locked away. If you can carry it, carry it. I think a lot of people agree that they would rather have a charge for carrying a gun illegally than for something to happen to their family member, one of their family members be kidnapped or hurt, robbed, raped, any of that. So think about that when you're going on a trip as well. And if you're able to carry to protect yourself, do so. I stress that. And also take somebody with you that you feel comfortable with, that you feel would protect you in any situation. Somebody that you know if something happened, they're going to protect you. They're going to do whatever they have to do, whether it be dying in the process of protecting you. You want to be with somebody like that, and not just out there by yourself, scared basically. And other than that, just stay alert. Again, it's sad that I have to say that because, 15, 20 years ago, you could pretty much go wherever you wanted, and people didn't have to worry about this. People didn't have to worry about their children going outside and playing, riding their bikes. Now people have to be worried about their kids riding their bike up the block because there literally are people waiting to steal kids, and it's horrible. So stay alert. Watch your surroundings. If something doesn't look right, something looks weird to you, leave or call the police, one or the other. You're better off being wrong about something than saying to yourself, oh no, it's probably nothing, and something happening. So those are the things you need to go over. Those are the things you need to check on. Those are the things you need to make sure are good. And those are the things that you need to do, think about, and do if you're going on a road trip. If you are going on one anytime soon, like I say, I hope everybody has a great time. Road trips are a good time. You just got to be careful. And nowadays you have to be more careful. So enjoy your trips. Be very careful. Watch your family. Take care of your family. And love your family. Other than that, I appreciate everybody for watching. If you haven't already, though, go and subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Turn your post notifications on. And drop the video a like. Like I say always, the more likes the video gets, the more apt it is to be seen. And drop me a comment. Tell me if you've ever been in a situation where you were broke down and what you did to remedy it, or what could have fixed it had you checked something first or did something or brought something with you. Drop the comment. Like I said, I appreciate everybody for watching. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. I'm out.